already have, to really put it up to the standard, international standard of Formula One circuit, and to make sure that people really want to come. Our capex, we are looking at least like R1 billion. R1 billion. Why? Just imagine the parking alone. We don't even have enough parking. Let's not allow people to park under pokok kelapa sawit. Yes, I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, so we are talking about Formula One, top notch and everything. And let's park our car bawah kelapa sawit in front of the park hall. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And then we are talking about what? Just imagine, yes, we have a great circuit. It was architecturally designed and it's beautiful. Yes, but again, not just we need to maintain the thing, but what are the other things that when we talk about infra? Just imagine that if we are in a different country, comparing it to Malaysia, you go to Sepang. Imagine if you are a foreigner, you go to Sepang. The nearest hotel that you have is Movenpick and Sama-Sama Hotel.
Sounds right.
Hi guys, welcome to Petrol Show. This is Kumar. I'm Harris. And this weekend, we're going to cover a few bits of interesting things. First of all, we will go to Morac. We will have some interviews with the villagers there. And also, we will also have a special guest to talk about the current situation of automotive and also motorsports. And today, it's actually a special day at Dark Horse. We are giving away this 118 scale Charles Leclerc's Monza edition car for whoever could answer our questions. Later, you can see in the episode what will the question be and who is the winner.
So basically today is a 180 scale.
118 scale, yeah. And today, and also certain days, Dark Horse will basically do Mexican nights or Mexican day. As you can see, today it's all over Mexican flags all around Dark Horse. So if you guys want to have different culture, feeling, food, Dark Horse provides you this kind of feeling. So make sure you check out Dark Horse KL.
Yes, so stay tuned. Dark Horse KL will be streaming live the Australian GP.
Yes.
Okay, so before we go back to Dark Horse giveaway.
Yep.
So what do we have today on?
Okay, this weekend we have Formula One, we have MotoGP in Portugal, Formula One in Australia, Melbourne, and World Superbike in Barcelona. Catalonia, correct. So to sum it up, if you look at the qualifying case, it was electric for Formula One in Melbourne, where Max, for the first time for that particular track, they hit 250 km/h average speed in Melbourne. Can you imagine that?
Was it a lap record?
It is a lap record, 159 something. Wow, it is amazing. And actually, the field is close, so we could see a good fight between Ferrari because the degradation for Ferrari is lesser than Red Bull.
But you know what intrigued me actually was actually Carlos's performance.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised. From your surgery, just a week ago, and then you are able to drive again. So I don't know what is the actual arrangement, but that's pretty impressive from Carlos.
And amongst the two Aussie boys, Piastri did better than
Ricciardo, he said he has some weird feeling with the car, not comfortable at all. He doesn't have the confidence. Tsunoda, awesome job again, qualifying, but both need to do well in the race.
So who's your money on for Melbourne?
Melbourne GP, I would go for Leclerc, Max, and Sainz or Perez. Perez has a penalty. Maybe he could come back from behind and see what he can do, or maybe Russell.
Russell?
Yeah.
Wow, so you are betting on Mercedes to have a podium?
See, Mercedes in race 3 is better. I'm not sure about Hamilton. Hamilton's complaining all the time. So we don't know what is the
So guys, if you guys are listening this, our episode will be on Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
So we'll release this episode on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Right. So with this episode, we did actually go to Morac as well.
Yes, Morac. Morac was fun. They are doing a new track layout, and with a lot of more news coming up for Morac. Morac is expanding, so expect more tracks coming soon to Klang Valley, and basically bigger cuts, better cuts. Stay tuned, guys.
And we also have a very special guest speaker.
Yes, Fantastic guy.
Yes, fantastic guy, Mr. One. See you soon later.
Yes. So he actually gave a really in-depth opinions and suggestions on how to bring back the race.
Correct.
And
What's that?
his feedback is also very intriguing.
And actually, if you look at all our episodes, what we were saying, should Formula One come back? Almost everyone say yes,
Yes, I would say 100%.
but it's all depending on the current situation of the government and also companies that willing to support the initiative. Otherwise, we're going to be left out.
So before we go, I think we are also looking for locations that you guys are filming F1. So if you have places that you are streaming F1, do talk to us and we'll actually cover you guys.
Correct.
And we're also looking for places to cover our episodes. So if you guys are eateries, cafes, restaurants, let us know as well.
Ken, we will be very delighted to come and, join your party.
Okay, before we go, MotoGP Portugal.
MotoGP Portugal, Marquez. Wow, he was impressive yesterday. He just dive bombed Martin. Martin for second place.
So still a Ducati thing.
Easy, it is a ticket. I've been telling you for like ages.
Honda? About Honda?
They did not good, but they had the race pace for top 10. So let's see during the race, maybe they got something to install. Some points probably. The fight is between Aprilia, Ducati, KTM. Yamaha is there, but other than that, it's also Ducati GP.
All right, guys, we are off to the races. We'll come back with the winner of the giveaway. Yeah, I have a short video of the winner as well.
Correct.
And before that, thank you very much, Dark Horse, for accommodating to us.
Yes.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you, Ahmad.
Thank you, Ahmad, as well. All right. Catch you guys soon.
See you guys.
Sounds right.
Today, we are recording our episode at where?
We are here. Track is actually one of the first tracks that during the pandemic that I got to know. And then I was like, quite a regular yet. And knowing Putera from then since, it's actually.
So, Putera, welcome to Paddock Show. Thank you for inviting us to record here. So, can you tell a little bit about Morac?
Okay, first of all, thank you also for Haris and Kumar for, willing to come here and do the paddock show recording here. Okay, regarding Morac, okay, so basically, Morac is just a brand. It's owned by private company, okay, called Empress Circuit Sdn Bhd. It's owned by Mr. Genji Hashimoto.
A Japanese.
Yeah, he's a Japanese. So the owner is Japanese. So we have the first track in Langkawi. Okay, I think some of you guys know or the listener know. Is track in Langkawi is Morac Adventure Park.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's where the Rotex Max was held.
Yes, correct. Morac Adventure Park also is the longest go-kart track in Malaysia. It's 1.3 kilometers, and this is Morac Wanyu is the second track. It's especially it's built only for purposely to let all the newbies want to try karting. Okay, we give you a shorter track, technical, and there's a physical demanding also for the driver.
So how long has Morac been established?
Morac, I think it started established on 2018. Okay, then we took over the Langkawi track, and after that, on December 21, we opened here in Wanyu.
Right. So how did you find yourself here?
Okay, it's a good question. Okay, so basically, 2021 on September, I went to Adventure Park Langkawi. So that is one of my goals to karting there. Then I went there, I go for a sessions, and then I just quick chat with the staff that is there any vacancy here? So they gave me the phone numbers of the person in charge. Okay. So I just my first step is I DM the person in charge in Instagram. So do you have any vacancy? Then I think is Rezeki for me. He said they're going to open in one U and they need person to handle. So yeah, so that is it. Here I am. I think, this is the third year I'm here.
Wow.
For Morac 1U.
Yes.
Yeah, looking forward for a couple more years. At the beginning is good, okay, but as we all know, also in Klang Valley we have more tracks, and for me myself, I don't take that as a competitor because each track they have their own characteristic, okay, has own specialties, and it's good for people who love karting, okay, to try out. Okay, you want the demanding track, you go here. You want, high speed track, you go here. So there's a good opportunity for all the fun karters and also the racer off season want to train in here and there. It's a good opportunity to have a lot of track around Klang Valleys and more to come.
More to come, huh? So maybe can you give a hint to the viewers, where is it going to be located?
I think somewhere in Klang Valley. I think there's three more tracks opening.
2 or 3 more?
Yeah. So yeah, who's the owner, I cannot tell now, but I think there's 2 or 3 more coming up. I can say the biggest. Yeah.
What is the lap record on Morac 1 Utama?
Basically just a few days ago we changing the layout. The old layout, the track record is 28 seconds. It's a very short track. It's 420 meter track, and now we're running a new layout. Okay, we have 2 not long straight, but we have 2 straight. It's the average time around 29 flat.
29 flat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's considered fast. Yeah.
I see. So basically, Morac is what sort of cards do you have in Morac?
Okay, for Morac 1U and also Morac Adventure Parks, we are bringing Saudi card. Saudi card from France. I think all the fun karters know is Saudi is it's a good brand for leisure karting. Okay, it's like a Mercedes, I can tell. Okay, it's a premium card. For here in 1U we bring in Saudi RT10 is the latest one, and for Langkawi we bring in Saudi SR4, a bit old version, but it's very good to try.
Very good. So basically, what's the top speed of your cards?
Okay, for 1U, we tested before, we can reach around 55 to 60 km/h, but for the new track we haven't tested the top speed. Where can we achieve? But I think you can achieve a bit more. Yeah.
So you yourself is a captain, right? So how you experience racing in?
Okay, yeah. I started fun karts, okay, back on 2013. Okay. So honestly, city karting, inshallah, is my home ground. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
city karting.
City karting, yeah. So I stay in Shalam, so I can see every weekend I go there. And not only if I'm not karting, I will go there and lepak.
City karting is owned by Wai Leong, eh?
Yes, correct.
Masih lagi?
Yes, still
lagi
there.
Oh.
Yeah. So 2013, 2014. So my family itself, after Raya we always do we call it Raya race with baju Melayu and all. Well, of course not of course we're not the baju kurung, yeah, but that is, my family tradition back in days. So after Raya, we plan a Raya race, and also we invite Raja Muda to join. Okay, I have some picture with him. Okay, so I started 2013, but I wanted to go to, in the professional way of racing. But when I do some research and study, I think a bit hard for me. Okay, so.
Why is it difficult to get involved in karting?
Okay. as we all know, is motorsport is quite expensive sports and also hobbies, I can tell. Okay, especially the gears. I mean, nowadays also, I mean, one session you have to pay like almost, some tracks almost 100 ringgit. So back in days, I think it's a bit hard for me to get that kind of, I mean, money to do practice session.
So jadi financing lah.
Yeah.
Badan paling besar.
Yes, financing lah, basically.
Response from the government towards this.
Back in days, I think a bit slow because now I think back in days, orang not see the sport, this motorsport in take into that the Malaysian driver can become Formula One driver or what. But I think few years back, I think it started to recognize by our sport ministers and sport government body. So it started to grow. I can say now motorsport 2 wheels, 4 wheels started to grow, especially 2 wheels. Yeah.
2 wheels, 4 wheels now is growing. I think grassroots pun is picking up.
Correct.
Thing is the grassroots championship. If you allow the foundation to be strong, I'm sure we can get there easily because we have all the resources. It's not that we don't have anything. We have go-kart track, we have MotoGP track, we have mini-GP, propensity, touring cars, right? So the avenue is there, the opportunity is there. It's just that we need more support towards, financially,
Correct.
and also support from the community because our community is very small. If you still look at it, it's not that big, not that huge in Malaysia. So we can get together all this community, those racing, motorsport, this can be that. Actually, there's no issue that for me can be successful because we already have established drivers, established MotoGP riders who are go.
Who's the most popular go-kart racer yang datang Morac now?
Most popular, I think all of them popular.
Semua popular.
Yeah, but I think for Morac 1U, I think it's pleasure for me personally to have like Eden Aikal came here. Okay, Nabil Jeffrey also came here.
Nabil Jeffrey?
Yeah, Nabil Jeffrey. Cause I close friend with his brother. Yeah, Nakib Jeffrey. So, Jasmine Jaffa also.
Jasmine Jaffa.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Alex Young to come here.
Alex Young.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, with Morac, you have the CD cards, right? If people come with a 1 to 5 2-stroke, are they allowed to put it here?
Okay, we tested before, but I think it's not recommended to run here because we have short track, we don't have long straight. I think if they want to run here and practice also, it's not enough data for them to do with their cards. So we did try also the KZ shifter here. Okay,
KZ shifter.
Yeah. So because my boss got one, got two actually, the KZ shifter. So we try here, not really suitable. So maybe in Langkawi or maybe oops.
A new track. Yes, be ready. So Raya is coming. Morac ada promotion.
Okay. For promotion Raya, we do have something to come up with. I mean the customers for especially during Hari Raya. So if anything want to know there's a promotion, what I cannot tell now, okay, because they all announcing in the social media. So yeah, so better. Correct.
And then at the moment, you all ada lagi SWS.
Yes, we still running SWS, so the World Series. So it's a good series for fun cutters. The next round will be after Raya. For Ramadan, we take break for a while for the SWS, and I can see it's growing also, the community. So, and also some other track also running SWS is very good. Okay, so we can gather all the drivers in one place to get know each other, everything, because me and Kumar also think, and Haris also, I think we know them. I mean, I know them in the track.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's a good SWS stay running. It's a good community for the drivers and cutters.
always have been some series where one championship and an event. So please check out the page.
Yes. Pink stuff. Yeah, pink stuff.
So you are not only a karter, but I gathered that you're also a motorsports fan.
Yes. I grew up with Michael Schumacher era. Juan Pablo Montoya. Okay. There's my hero when I see when I start racing. So I really want to be them, but for me, it's still a lot of young talents out there. So it's more layak to to
What's your take on season 2024 F1?
I can say started with a boring race. But
Obviously, no comment.
yeah, because I know Kumar is big fans of Honda and especially Max. So for 24 season, first 5 laps, 10 laps, I see Max already pull out 10-second, 12-second gap, and I start to like, okay, boring. Okay, because I like dramas like 21. Okay, so hopefully 24 season is we can have some action and drama.
The e-post is a lot of off-track, the dramas going up. What is your take on that? From Red Bull's drama to Mercedes, new car that is not in a proper.
It's very hard to say, but I mean, it's good to have that kind of drama. It's not only on track, but the drama is also is off the track. We have some like the news Hamilton go to Ferrari. So this one I think is good for their series. We call it Drive to Survive. So this kind of drama is good for for that series. Okay, like for me myself, I like the drama like back in Schumacher's and Ekenen. Okay.
For me personally, I think when I compare errors, because F1 kan banyak error kan. Alain Prost and Senna, 1 error.
Correct.
That's very good. Mika and Michael, 1 error. Max and Lewis, 1 error. So which is your favorite?
I can say Max and Lewis, and also during the Schumacher era. Yeah.
If you were to name one legendary F1 driver, who would that be?
Still Michael Schumacher.
Why Michael?
Because he proven that, I mean, with not say slow car, but you have some issue with the car, everything, he still can drive, he still can fight, especially like when you're fighting Alonso, whatever it is. I mean, he's still fighting. I think until now also he's still fighting. And yeah, I mean, that is good example of, I mean, the spirit of a racing driver to be.
Really proud that because Michael came into Ferrari from nothing. He built the thing, he win with the thing. Not like other drivers, we just want to jump into a strong car and win a challenge. That's why Michael is totally different animal. Right?
Correct.
What's your hope for Malaysia bringing back F1?
If we look into in the national economy, I think it's not a good time. We also having a hard time for the the current economy now. But it's good if we have back the Formula One. Okay, so I think nowadays youngsters and also the small kids also they know already Formula One. If we bring back to Malaysia, I think it's I very hope to see Formula One in Malaysia, but I think the chances is still less.
Would you prefer a hot race or day race or a night race at Sepang?
Personally, night race. Okay, because I think since it's started, we run. In the afternoon, evening, right? So maybe nowadays also Sepang can run in night. So why not? We have night like Bahrain. Okay, so when Bahrain started also in very hot sun, so now they're running in night. And I don't know, maybe we can have a street race.
Yeah. Maybe Putrajaya for like Formula E?
rather than, bringing up so many shopping competitors around. Why don't do something healthy?
Correct.
What's your take on Formula E finale coming back?
I saw the news going on. Okay. Actually, it's very good also if Formula E coming back. Because I think last time in Putrajaya, right? So, I hope good news for Formula E. I think I'm not sure, but I think they are still discussing, right?
Yeah, they're still discussing.
Yeah.
If you look at our results, so many people that they've interviewed, so many people give their opinion. They want motorsport, heavily sport, and then come back in Malaysia booming. And we have our local terrorists, local facilities.
Correct. It's a great one to track. Yeah.
Artists and everything. Later we'll talk about it because we have something to ask you as well. NIU about what you have said in the press. So later we talk about that, but we have more people with the same soul of mind that motorsport and Formula One should be that. And
Beautiful. So thank you very much, Putra, bro, for inviting us again. So let's get a cup of tea and get on to the track. Huh? Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Paddock Show. My name's Haris.
Ridhwan Rosli.
Yes. So how do I know Ridhwan? Ridhwan is actually my former youth parliament member from 2014, 2015. Yes. So we were both in youth parliament, and then we struck a very common interest with motorsports and also automotive, and also some youth policies. So Ridhwan is actually now the director of TMCB.
Yeah.
Kan?
Yeah.
And then they're also Setiausaha Agung of Vape Malaysia.
Yes, Malaysian Vape Chamber of Commerce.
And then also Jawatan Kuasa of KEB.
Yes, so I'm the steering committee for the education reform and also something.
So basically, kalau we're talking about youth policies, youth initiative, and then youth rules and regs, and then ideas and planning, this is the man.
And he's also the man. No, because but both of us is it's just that he loves motorsports more and he loves foods more. So I think it's like that is his passion. He's been a great comrade of mine. I mean, we were both youth parliamentarian, and we were also at one point. I mean, it's like we were both in Federation of Malaysian Students Union. We were in GPMS in Selangor in the state chapter. So it's very, very nice to be here with Haris, and also it's very nice to see Kumar again. Yeah, so every time I see Kumar, there's definitely automotive going at the back. So I mean, it's like the last time we were in MotoGP. Before that, it was in a car factory, and right now we are in a go-kart circuit. So again, thank you very much to the both of them for having me today.
You're most welcome, bro. Okay, so before we start, let's talk about yourself. What are your hobbies?
All right. So when I was very, very young, I loved to collect stamps.
Stamps.
Yeah. Yeah. So mengumpul stamp. So, but it seems like everyone collects stamps too. So it was like not that cool. So then I loved to play with Lego when I was young. But these days, if you ask me, my hobby and interest is I can't really say because I mean, it's like before this I did some cycling, but a year ago I broke my leg. It was a superbike accident. It might sound cool, but it's not cool. So every time people say, break a leg, don't do that. Don't break your own leg, because I broke literally mine, and it took quite a while because I really broke it. So my leg become like an L. Yeah, so it was on my right leg, and both of the bone were broken. It was a very, very simple accident. It was my bad. So basically, I clipped my leg between the bike and the divider. So yeah, so I don't do cycling much anymore. But the truth is, when it comes to hobby and interest, is I do love reading these days, Harris. I love reading, and I have to read because of work, because of my studies. Other than that, I think that's about it.
So Ridhwan is actually qualified BCom and MA student.
Yes, I'm currently doing my DBA. I mean, I co-authored like 2 books before. One is Agenda Setting Diaspora. Another one is Amalan Komunikasi Korporat. Amalan Komunikasi Korporat is in the public library. You can get the other book on Amazon because it was published in Germany. So, but it's in English. I do love writing. So you mentioned about it. I mean, I'm passionate about academic too. But the problem with me is I can't really be an academician because sometimes, people when they're into academics, they're focused into one thing. But I co-authored journals, I published journals and everything ranging from post-colonialism to intelligence to economy. So my mind is everywhere. Some people say it's okay, but some other people would differ. But yeah, here I am. Luckily, Harry still want to be friends with me.
Yeah. So we have a very broad and very intellectual.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Harry.
So basically, he is also involved in policy making for Malaysian Youth. Still again.
Yes.
And also Bumi Putera.
Yes. So that's why I was in the steering committee of the Congress Economy Bumi Putera. So we were focusing on the one that I was focusing on was on reformasi pendidikan dan modal insan. So basically, there is education reform, and modal insan is basically macam it is not really human resource.
It's an example of a good Malaysian.
Yes, model insan is it's okay. I'll get back to that after this. So so basically, I mean, it's like some people would say that of course there's a lot of things we can talk about Bumi Putera, but I mean, as a Malaysian, I think we should see it in a way that right now 70.2% of Malaysian are Bumi Putera. So it's not about you being the minority or the majority, but if the majority is in problem, the whole nation is in problem. So 7 out of 10 are Bumis. So imagine if Bumis are poor. So if you have 3 rich fellas with 7 poor people, eventually there'll be huge problems. So I think this is one of the way that we all should look into things. And among other things that I do, I mean, it's like work is fun. Besides Permodalan Tanah Melayu Berhad, I've been the director of Permodalan Tanah Melayu Berhad since 2015. Other than that, I hold directorship and also shareholding in 3 public limited company and 7 private limited company. It's fun. Sometimes it's tiring, but I love to do a lot of things, and our interests diverse from natural resources to technology to finance and a lot of other things. But Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing that I have great team. I have great people with me, working together with me.
And he also has 2 daughters that he horse rides with.
I have a daughter and a son.
2.
Yes, 2 of them. Yes, I mean, it's like they love horse riding more than I do, and sometimes that's a problem because when kids, I mean, so when my daughter wants to ride horses, and we are in Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when your daughter wants to ride horse at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it is a bit challenging, especially when it's Ramadan. But it is challenging, but you can't really say no to a child, right? It's like when they want to do it, they want to do it. But I don't know how long the passion, how long her interest is in horse riding. Hopefully that, I mean, it's like as long as she's happy with it, I'll be more than happy to support whatever that she likes to do.
Does she have a trainer?
Yes, she does. I mean, she has 2 trainer, but at the same time, I mean, that's the problem. She have her trainer, but she just want daddy to be around. Yeah. So sometimes it's like sometimes I don't want to be there, but I have to be there. And all this training is like an hour, and sometimes it's more. And then sometimes her trainers spoil her. As long as she still want to be on the horse, I mean, they're still doing a couple of laps and everything. So I'm like, this is fun, but after a while, it's quite challenging by itself. So yeah, so my daughter is 9, and also this year they are 9 and 7 years old. So I'm so blessed about.
Very good. So basically today, episode 10, will not cover so much about motorsports, but we'll cover more about developing news and some rumors and policies that has been made by the Malaysian government. So Kumar, you want to start?
So I want to start with the recent news that we are rejecting so many major events in Malaysia. Why? Formula 1 is gone. Formula E is in discussion. Most likely it will be gone as well. Taylor Swift concerts, Coldplay, now Commonwealth. Come on. What is going on?
All right. I think it's like all of us. I mean, we've listened to this. People talk about this and all. So I'll say that today, I mean, I would love to hear both of you also what you guys think about it. But I would say that one of the major problem right now in Malaysia is for the past decade, at least for the past decade, is when we see every single efforts or events or initiative as a pure business. Meaning to say that if we do an initiative, we want to make money out of that specific initiative. And we are thinking not as a nation, not as a country, but either being in silo as a as a ministry, or just as an agency, as if that the whole government is a business entity. And that is the problem. Just imagine this, Kumar. Imagine like back in those days, it's like when Malaysia built Putrajaya, when Malaysia built KLCC, when Malaysia built Sepang International Circuit. It's like, we don't really ask specifically, it's like how much money does KLCC make in a year? Because it's not about that. Because what? Because the impact is a lot larger than that. So building KLCC is not just about charging people 2 ringgit to go to the sky bridge. No, it's not about that. So same thing goes to Putrajaya. We built Putrajaya. For what? Do we make money out of Putrajaya? It's not something like that. We did the Commonwealth Game back in 98. We spent a lot of money. For what? Did we make money exactly through that Commonwealth Game? It's not about that. Because what? Because as a country, we shouldn't see things as a business transaction. And I would say that right now, that mentality, the Malaysian mentality where every single ministry, every single director general are thinking that, oh, my ministry, my government agencies, my GLCs and everything, it's like, I want to make money, I want to save money for my agency. And we are not thinking as a nation, we are not thinking as a country. A country doesn't work like that. It doesn't mean that, imagine this days. I mean, imagine that Ministry of Health want to make money. Imagine Ministry of Defense wants to make money. They could if they really want to. Imagine Ministry of Education wants to make money. But it doesn't work that way. What do you guys think?
Petronas, I'm talking based on what is available to the public. It is not that I'm coming up with. Alright, so don't hold me accountable. It's sponsoring Mercedes, right? And estimated cost is $70 million clear. They're sponsoring Mercedes. And at the same time, there are certain tracks, certain events that they are also sponsoring. But not how many million is that? Is when we put that aside. But Hannah, you put that
228 million ringgit to host F1.
So with that taking into consideration, you need to have such a huge amount that is based on ringgit, right? Okay, this is $70 million. So $70 million a year. what is the comparison ratio that you can come up with from that cost of sponsoring a team and the revenue that you're getting? And Petrol has recorded another profit this last year as well. So what is that one thing that is holding up from organizing Formula One? Is once a year. Like, is Malaysia that you're gonna highlight to the world?
I think, Kumar, if you ask Malaysian, a lot of things are holding up. A lot of things. Okay, let's try to figure out one by one. Okay, first of all, Sepang International Circuit. It's the same thing since 1998. With all the development, with all the technology advancement, we are still offering the same thing when it comes to infrastructure. What we had since 1998. So imagine if we want to start doing Formula One again. If you ask me, if we really want people to come, we need to improve a lot. So if you ask me, I mean, it's like coming from my experience, this is not just the numbers. Looking at whatever the infra that we already have, to really put it up to the standard, international standard of Formula One circuit, and to make sure that people really want to come. Our capex, we are looking at least like $1 billion. $1 billion. Why? Just imagine the parking alone. We don't even have enough parking. Let's not allow people to park under pokok kelapa sawit.
Yes, I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, so we are talking about Formula One, top notch and everything. And let's park our car bawah kelapa sawit in front of the park. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And then we are talking about what, just imagine, yes, we have a great circuit. It was architecturally designed and it's beautiful. Yes, but again, not just we need to maintain the thing, but what are the other things that when we talk about infra, just imagine that if we are in a different country, comparing it to Malaysia, you go to Sepang. Imagine if you are a foreigner, you go to Sepang, the nearest hotel that you have is Movenpick and Sama-Sama Hotel.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. Yes.
Yes. And most of the time, you can't get a room over there.
It's full because of the team personnel and the drivers.
Yes. And those are the two hotels that we can offer. Oh, sorry, last time that's only Sama-Sama Hotel. Movenpick wasn't even there. So imagine after like 1998 until now, that's the only improvement that we have. And guess what? If I'm a spectator, I'm willing to spend money. I'm willing to travel to Malaysia just to go back to hotel. There's very high chances that I'll be staying in KL. And KL is 70 kilometers away. So can you imagine? I'm here, first day, Formula One. Oh, after this I need to travel 70 kilometers just to go back to my hotel, have dinner, and come back tomorrow, 70 kilometers. Cars, yes, you can argue that we have Grabs, etc., so on and so forth. But these are just the basic things. But other than that, it's not just about 200 million. I don't just see it that way. But again, Kumar, don't get me wrong. The truth is, I don't see money as a problem. Formula One, money is not the problem. Because why? Because we are Malaysian. We can say that we don't have money today, and tomorrow we can come out of nowhere a couple of billions. Please, I'm very, very confident when it comes to that. And after we come out with a couple of other billions, and the next month we'll see that we ran out of money. So money is not a problem. But another question that I really want to ask, do FIA really want to give us the race? Okay, from the bidding that happened, the Hannah said that there were 3 biddings done by some privateers, and they were approved. So of course, FIA would be the rebuild if we what was the Formula One again. Okay, I'm not touch again on the cost of the organizing. Certain countries, they have less cost than another country. That is why, because there's an agreement with Big Head Fund and also the track organizers. It's just that whether it's 200 million or 100 million or 300 million, it depending on how you negotiate, how your partners can contribute to you, and how Petronas can make the effort to organize the event. I mean, I must say, from my side, it's all in the media.
Yes, I mean, it's like Petrol. Okay, but just again, to be very, very fair, we asked Petronas to do the bidding.
But again, I mean, it's like, what are the ministry doing about it? Everyone should play their role. I mean, everyone should play their role. I mean, the ministry, not just one ministry, but a couple of ministries actually should be playing their role.
I think from my angle pula, I think kalau Ridhwan says it's infrastructure issues, MotoGP didn't have the issues. MotoGP spectatorship is higher. So we're talking about 100 over 1,000.
True.
And they didn't have the issues. So I think it's the...
But MotoGP is cheaper.
Yes.
Yes, MotoGP is cheaper. So when you charge people cheaper, same thing like stadium. They go watch football 15 ringgit only. So toilet not available. Okay. But if you start paying 1,500 ringgit for a ticket,
Listen, man, of course you need to ensure that some people can afford, some people can afford. Why don't you have some division, for foreigners this much, or locals this much, subsidies and stuff like that?
I agree. I would really, really agree on the subsidizing of the event. However, the next question, who subsidize it? I don't think it's fair for Petronas to subsidize it. Because why? Because first of all, we asked Petronas to come in and organize a thing.
Title sponsor.
They already work things out on behalf of the nation. What about other people in the nation? Yeah, because why? Because it's like we can't put everything and because Petronas have money, let's Petronas do it. Because why? Because at the same time, I mean, it's not just Petronas. We have a lot of GLCs. We have Maybank making a lot of money. We have Sim Darby making a lot of money.
Malaysia Airlines yesterday chartered a partnership with MUFC.
Even they don't have money. They are making partnership. Yeah, even they don't have money. So that's why I say, Malaysian never ever believe if somebody say the country doesn't have money. We have money. Trust me, we have a lot of money. It's all about the accounting. Do you want to make the money look a lot, or you want to make the money there's no money to be seen? Yes. So again, I mean, it's like talking about Formula One. I mean, this is very, very fun to talk about. But I think there's a couple of other things also that we should look into. These days, people are looking into road circuit. So yeah, I mean, last time we did a road circuit for Formula E though. Putrajaya. So, and of course, I mean, overseas, we have all this popular, like Monaco, and now we have Las Vegas, Miami,
Valencia,
all of this. So can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if we have Formula E from Brickfield to Bangsa, going to Bukit Tungku, coming back to Choket. You cannot imagine it. Why? Because there's no way we're going to do that. Yes. So, but again, I mean, it's like my idea is like, yes, in Malaysia we have this circuit. We are offering them the circuit experience. Other places they are offering the road circuit where you don't actually need to buy tickets. You just need to get a room. You just need to rent an Airbnb. But in Malaysia, let's go back to reality where if I need to travel 70 kilometers away, the infrastructures, what is there in 1998, there's not much improvement. So this is very, very sad. And the next question is, how long are we willing to bleed? Petronas will bleed. Petronas will bleed for the first couple of years at least. How long are we willing to bleed? Because the last time we did Formula One, we bled. And we were not willing to bleed much longer. But guess what? If we bled just a bit longer, we would hit a home run in 2018, 2019 back then. But we were not willing to bleed anymore. So the next question is, if we ever do it again, how long are we willing to bleed? 5 years? 10 years? And what other improvement would we make? We can't just like do that and say, oh no, we're going to have K-pop stars doing events. Oh, our event is awesome because we're going to have great artists doing their performance. No, how do we improve and add value to the experience, to the whole experience? So I think that is something that we need to look into.
Okay, I'm coming back into that. I think if you ask me about infrastructure, yes, I agree. it's far-fetched and it's not done properly.
The best food you can get is A&W, Kumar. Yes. And yeah, for people who love alcohol, they serve alcohol and polystyrene.
Yeah. Polystyrene cups, yeah.
I mean, all of this.
And there was at one point when we went for Motor Series, it was all leaky. And Sepang said it was leaky. I still have the footage I recorded back then. It was so uncomfortable for foreigners to complain.
We're giving them the real Malaysian experience.
Flash flood. And then they did a very well job. They just, refurbish everything. And the track looks fantastic now. But in terms of staying put or, if you ask me a classic track, that's how it should be. Because Monza, Japan, Spa, they're all suburbans. You need to travel. Silverstone, you need to travel. It is not that you have the accessibility to just be the hotel or residence and you watch the race. No, for classic tracks, there should be have some essence of enjoyment. You traveling to the circuit, the time that you take. Of course, it's tiring and stuff like that. It's not the comfortable feeling.
I totally understand and I agree.
Yeah.
On what
Ridhwan said, okay, Sepang's got infrastructure issues. Okay. 2018, I went to Japan, Suzuka. I took a train from Nagoya. That's about 2.5 hours to Shiroko station. Then from Shiroko station, we walk another 30 minutes to the track. Also an infrastructure issue. But they're still able.
So Harris, can you imagine walking from KLIA Express? Yeah, he's already laughing. He just said that he walked. For 30 minutes. For 30 minutes from Nagoya, this and that. But when I asked him, will you walk from KLIA Express? The nearest would be KLIA.
Tak mampu, yeah, tak mampu.
This is the.
So I think this the thing. The question goes back to last mile.
Yes. So if you ask me, it's like I'm not saying that we can't do this. We can do this. But what I want to see is, as a Malaysian, as a proud Malaysian, what I want to see is, it's not just the money. We don't just bring in Petronas. We bring in also other GLCs. No, let's look at it as a country. All these other GLCs improve and the experience, the value add the experience. When it comes to the infrastructures, we don't need just the Ministry of Sports. We need the Ministry of Tourism. We need Tourism Malaysia. We need Ministry of Economy. We need Ministry of Finance all on board.
Yeah.
To make this a full-fledged experience. So
it's a collaborative effort that Malaysia don't have.
As a nation, because everyone have been working in silos. Everyone's just want to say that, my Kementerian KPI, we did very good. So your Kementerian is not doing that good. Booyah, you're going to get change. It's like somebody else going to be a minister. Yes. And guess what? It's 2024.
You look at the footage in Parliament sometimes, for my God, it's really embarrassing me. You are icon, you are the representative of public. You are doing something for the public with the words that you use, the sort of pinpointing that you do.
But I think most important part is let's do what we can do as a citizen. As Malaysian. So let's talk sense. As a Malaysian, if other people talk nonsense, what the least that we could do is talk sense. Even if you don't feel like talking to certain people because they are making no sense, if you feel responsible, talk sense and give ideas, bounce ideas among good friends. At least whoever wants to listen, they could listen. But they don't want to listen, it's okay. It's all right. But again, as you mentioned earlier, Kumar, and also Harris, we have a lot of issues. But again, it is not impossible for us to do it. It's not something we can't do. We can do it. Because back in 1998, when nobody else wants to do it, we could do it. How many tracks were there? How many circuits were there in the world? But we did it. But imagine these days, it's like we have more circuits than ever right now. So my question is, if we want to make this a success, we need to make sure that when people come to Malaysia, not just for Formula One, but for anything, they would have the best experience ever. So they might need to travel. But again, since 1998, what are the travel arrangements that we suggest to tens of thousands of people watching either Formula One or MotoGP? The best suggestion we could give them is, please use public transport.
Yes.
That's it. Are you guys...
Yeah, Rapid KL, my God.
Are you guys for real? I mean, it's like, just imagine, I'm in KL Central. I go and ask people around, and this is my first time in Malaysia. I bought tickets. I'm in KL Central. I just go around and say, I'm sorry, how do I get to Sepang? Or how do I get to Formula One Sepang? And people will just say, oh, you can either take the train or you can take the bus. Nobody actually give me real, solid, not just guide. Yes, there are guidelines on the website. But look at the guidelines. Do you even want to follow the guidelines? I think if you really follow the guidelines, you get lost somewhere.
You won't reach on time.
You would not reach on time. I mean, it's like if you want to be there at 10 o'clock, you need to start traveling at 10 p.m. It takes you 12 hours just to get there. Because what? Because of the timing, because the whole experience. So this is what I'm very, very sad about. It's 2024. Let's do something about
I
it.
think this is when Razlan and also Tan Sri Muzani and also CEO of Petronas, they said, we have the budget, but we don't have the execution and the planning know-how. Even 1999, they went to Montreal for the reconnaissance work to see how to organize, how to sell tickets, how to make merchandise, how to do promotional work. They were all guided by other circuits back then.
True. And then coming in today, like you said, there are many new circuits or old circuits are bidding. Recently, Turkey is bidding to come back. Turkey is bidding to come back. South Africa is also bidding to come back. If you want to do, you can do it.
Yes. So in the future, you never know. In the future, we never know how many new circuits will come out. So meaning to say that if we do this, can we make money in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? It's not just about, yes, we can burn money, but to a certain extent, we can bleed for 3 years. I mean, all businesses, you don't make money on the first year. We understand that. But how long are we willing to bleed? And the real question is, are we just going to let Petronas bleed? Or are we willing to bleed as a nation? Because it's not fair. I mean, if I'm Petronas, I will say that, okay, you asked me to do this. All right, I'll do it. Of course, I mean, it's like I would rather actually just sponsor a team. Because what? Because it gave me less headache. It's not really about the money. It gives me less headache. But right now, you ask me to bleed. You ask me to get a migraine and get a headache for a decade. I wouldn't be that happy if I'm Petronas.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we need to put into consideration. And how many people are willing to be in that task force, are willing to be in a driving committee to really make this a success? If you ask me, yes, MotoGP, there's a lot of people that go and watch MotoGP, but there's still a lot of things that we need to improve and we need to value add. Why? Because right now, again and again, whatever that we're offering since 1998 is the same thing until 2024. As if that nothing's changed. And it's very, very sad. I mean, it's like, again, I'm not sure. I think it's like the only improvement that I could really, really see is these days we have free Wi-Fi that is not really available, actually.
You were
That's the only... No,
yeah, he was at MotoGP last year, right?
yeah,
In paddock.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that we offered compared to 1998, because 1998...
Free Wi-Fi.
I mean, it's like Wi-Fi was not really there yet, right? In 1998, now we have free Wi-Fi. So it took like, 2-3 decades for us to get Wi-Fi.
I remember Bernie Eccleston quoted to us, Malaysia needs cleaner toilets for F1.
If you ask me, not that we need cleaner toilets, we need more toilets. No, have you guys seen when MotoGP is around? I mean, it's like, let's not talk about paddocks. Let's not talk about the people, the T20. Let's talk
Being
about...
grandstand.
Yeah, no, let's try to talk about the Marhain people for a bit. Let's talk about the B40, M40, who's willing to spend money, save money, want to go watch MotoGP, but they're on the hill stand.
K1, K2.
Bro, toilet tak ada, bro.
Mobile toilet pun tak ada.
Ada.
Tak cukup.
But yeah, you need to share it with a lot of people. You need to queue. Once you queue, the race finish already.
There's satu problem. Lagi satu problem.
After queuing,
Acik tu ayah lah.
the race finish already.
Makan pun isu. Kadang-kadang makan nasi goreng, mi goreng pun dalam tu ada ulat bulu. MotoGP race tau. Dengan F1 race.
Yeah, so now, what are the effort that we should put into to improve all of this? I mean, it's like, yes, Kumar, I mean, it's like everyone out there, they're just reading what's online. But let's talk about reality. Let's come back, talk about reality.
Come back to your senses.
Yes, sembang. Parking pun bawah kelapa sawit.
Yeah.
Tak letak pun bawah tu. Jalan dah macam 4x4, bro. Yes, to get to the track from your car, not that far. Only 1-2 kilometer. True? Okay, right now.
Naik welcome center pun susah. Ya, polis traffic satu blok. Lepas tu lagi satu rela satu blok lagi.
The entrance of the track is so narrow, people can't even go inside, and this is a traffic, human traffic, by the way. You look at other tracks, they have gates. The gates that we have is an entrance of the circuit inside.
Yeah.
Which is not supposed.
Palang ni kan dekat dalam.
Front as well. People are really queuing. Looking at the foreigners coming in, tourists coming into the circuit, and we will have to wait for like 30 minutes to clear off your back.
And I heard the last time during MotoGP and all, no Grab want to go in to fetch people.
Susah cari Grab, ya, correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when the race finish, nobody. Grab dah tak nak ambil orang pun.
Yeah.
So apa lari pergi KLIA, pergi KLIA Express. So lari daripada Sepang
Pergi Kelantan.
Salat tinggi.
Salah tinggi.
Shuttles operates on a certain timing, so not sure whether.
Kumar, the people that watch tak adalah ramai sangat. Ada beberapa puluh ribu orang. You nak suruh dia orang duduk atas shuffle. Atas shuttle tu. Bukan duduk dalam shuttle. Oh no. In the shuttle, you put people inside the shuttle and you put more people on top of the shuttle. Still not enough shuttle.
Yeah.
Because what?
Rempit KL did a blunder back then.
Nasib baik ada Rempit KL.
Kalau tak ada Rempit KL lagi tahu.
Yeah, Rempit KL pun kata aku kena baksa. Kalau tak kena baksa, siapa nak buat? No, these are the things.
Like, that's like.
Yeah. No, because what?
Bas sekolah, bas kilang.
Kalau ada. Yeah, so can you imagine, you have like 50,000 people, 60,000 people, you need them to disperse in an hour or 2 hours time. This is not easy task. So, yeah, we have been experienced, but how are we improving this experience? Don't tell me lah, after 20 years, we are improving our experience because we have more police now. Last time, we have not many police and rela. Now we have more abang rela. We have now more police. So what does that improve? Yes, it improved the traffic flow for a bit, but other than that, kita takkan parking cukup lah.
Okay,
Let's start with that.
Cakap infrastructure. Let's throw another curveball. Sepang, one circuit, one concert, one artist. Singapore GP, how many artists?
Multiple, 5, 6. Even Chris Brown was there, Beyonce was there. Oh my God.
So I think the content of the weekend is also important.
Despite the rain, they stayed to watch the concerts. Singapore, okay, I've talked about Singapore, not Malaysian. They stayed, despite the rain, with the lecah, with the mud and everything. It was just going, the table was on while the racing going on. So that's how you need to have a mixture of entertainment, racing, and food. It's like a fiesta.
So I would say that going back to subsidy, just how we were talking about subsidy, what I would suggest is the government subsidize things, not just the tickets, but for an example that you are a supplier of pyrotechnic or fireworks. So the government subsidize or give you an incentive of saying that, Kumar, you're going to get less tax this year, but do you mind so-called sponsoring or do this for Formula One?
So
Or for MotoGP?
CSR project lah.
In a way, but at the same time, incentivize all of this our corporate sector. Not just subsidizing. So give these people
Levy your corporate tax.
levy your corporate tax. There's many
Banyak mechanics lah.
That's why I say if we get more than one ministry to work for this, we do this as a nation. Not only we can do Formula One, not only we can do Formula E, not only we can do Commonwealth Game. We can do Commonwealth Game every year if you ask me. It's just that people want to come or not. Because if we start doing every year already, people don't know already what Malaysia do Commonwealth Game. If we really do this as a nation, it can be done. But right now, if the people are not being, I mean it's like there's no incentive, nothing we can get.
Why should I sponsor if I profit but I don't get anything back in return?
No, right now to do, for example, even if you have firework also, to go and supply firework for Formula One, you finish money to Lopi some more.
Correct.
So are we doing things for the nation?
Your own lesson, yeah, betul?
Yeah, just to get the lesson, just to go in, no need to Lopi lah, need to do this, need to do that.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah, so by the end of the day, right now, the spectators, the clients, when they get bad experience, they'll bring home a bad experience. And the truth is, even if somebody gain, they only gain for that one time. Technically, actually, everyone do.
Tak ada repeat customers lah, basically.
Yeah, so that's why I asked, the question that I asked is, how long are we willing to bleed? Because why? Because if we say that we are willing to bleed for 5 years, we really need to step up. First of all, it's about getting Formula One. Second, even if we get Formula One, it's not just about maintaining it, but how are we going to step up our game to make sure that we can deliver a great experience for all of these people? Because right now, if you are willing to bleed for 5 years, we need to step up our game in 3 years. Because why? Because in another 5 years' time, we would have new competitors. Until when? If we just maintain whatever that we have right now, until when people wants to come to Kuala Lumpur, to Malaysia. Yes, we have an awesome track. We can maintain the track. But what about all the other things? The other experience, it needs to be a rich experience. Not just the concert, not just the food, not just the beverages, but the overall experience. And it starts from the touchdown in Malaysia. It needs to start from the airport to all our gates. Even in the north, either in the south, all of this place, we need to be ready for people, for tourists all the time. Because why? Because I'm glad to see that because there's people like us in Malaysia that like to complain a lot. We like to complain a lot. So that's why Malaysia, we improved so much. Last year, we had the most tourists in Southeast Asia.
Yes.
30 over million people. Yes. Why? Because Malaysian are like the three of us. We are good already, but we still look for the problem and we are asking why our country cannot improve. Although we are actually pretty good, we just gained independence in 1957. But we are comparing ourselves to the people that colonized us.
UK, yeah.
We are comparing it to them. And those people colonized us for hundreds of years. But yeah, because all of this, I think we are where we are today.
I think Silverstone was had problems with BRDC. BRDC didn't have money, but they were still able to hold the race.
Austria, but they came up, they stepped up, they gave like when it's sick, when everything must be coordinatingly done, not just one entity. Everybody must work together. Malaysia, we have so much of resources, so much of facilities. Come on, let's combine the effort, slowly move on, progress. Let us become.
So, in conclusion, before we take our break, Ridhwan, what's your advice
to the people who has the bidding and also the opportunity to bring back F1?
I would say that first of all, don't be reactive. Be proactive. There's two different things. I mean, don't react to what you think we need to react right now, but be proactive of how the future would be. Second and third would be, there's a problem when common sense is not common. So that's one thing. And another problem is when general knowledge is not general anymore, that is another problem. So if people wants to look at this, don't just look at it from one angle. Don't just look at it from your organization or from your title or position. Look at it as a nation. Look at it as a country and be proactive about it. And we'll find we need to look into the feasibilities and etc. It's not just about the money, but can we do this? And if we can we strive and struggle in the next couple of years to make it an awesome experience?
Well done. Okay, so we'll be back in segment 2. Stay with us. Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to Paddock Show. My name's Haris.
And I'm Ridhwan Rosli.
Okay, so very hot our last segment.
Yep.
Very hot.
We are very, who say guys are not emotional people? We are very emotional. When we talk about things that we are very passionate lah.
Okay, so moving on. Since Ridhwan is also very good in policies, let's talk a bit about national policies. Okay, so as we know, we have National Automotive Policy 2020. Okay, so first touch point in that is petrol rationalization. So what's your take on that?
As a country or as a citizen?
Citizen.
As a citizen, if you ask me, petrol should be free.
Petrol should be free.
Yeah.
Not subsidized.
No. Everything is free.
Not a free market.
Not a free market, but it should, I mean, we should go to the petrol station and fill up.
So free of charge.
Free of charge. Don't you think so?
Okay.
Wouldn't you like that as a citizen?
Everyone would like it.
There we go. So now there's a solution. Yeah, I mean, yes, because who doesn't want everything to be free? I'm just saying that because why? Because it seems to me that's what Malaysia wants. Malaysia wants everything to be free. They don't just want it to be reasonable. They want it to be either free or cheap. Being reasonable is, for an example, is they want something which is fancy. They don't really want to pay for it, but they still want to enjoy the thing. So these are, in a way, the demands of the people. So, of course, some people outside there will say that I don't want that. True, but the majority of the people, whatever is going on in our country, is being shaped by the majority of the people. What does it mean by the majority of the people? I might not act like that. Kumar, maybe not you. Haris, maybe not you. But if we look out there are people who's doing certain things. And many people are doing that. So talking about all of this petrol, I mean, of course, the question is, until when do we need to subsidize this? Of course, the answer would be that the real answer is, if I'm coming from policy point of view, we need to balance it with having a harmony nation. If it makes the people happy, maybe we need to subsidize it forever. It's not just about politics, but just to maintain harmony. I'll give you an example why. When you are subsidizing petrol, the one who's enjoying it are not just the people who's traveling in KL. We are also talking about those people who's using their motorbike, who's using their cars in those felda, who travels 30 kilometers every day from one district to another district in the suburban or rural area, those are the people. And those people in Sabah, in Sarawak, and of course those people in Sabah, Sarawak, it's not just about their road tax. Yes, some of them argue that they shouldn't even have road tax because they don't have proper road. So now imagine if we take that away from them, if we take that petrol subsidy from them, what will happen? We are not just saying that, oh no, we as a Malaysian, we should stop, we should start standing on our own feet, etc., etc., etc. We start comparing ourselves to countries. We start comparing ourselves to Singapore and everything. Do you really think that if Singapore have their own oil and gas, what do you think Singapore would do if they actually have their own oil and gas, natural resources like Malaysia does? I think things would be a lot different. And right now, why do we subsidize? Is because we can afford to subsidize. That's why we have a lot of cars in Malaysia. The number of cars exceed the number of population of human in Malaysia. And that's interesting. So some people will say that, oh, shouldn't be that way. But it is already that way. So how do we maintain, how do we improve this sort of things? So that is just my average thoughts, Harris.
So you want petrol for free in Malaysia?
If it's possible. If it's possible.
Kumar, what's your take?
I think it's ours. So
We are all producing nation. Kan, in the end of the day.
Yeah, we make money somewhere else. I'm not saying that we should stop making money. Don't get me wrong. There are certain things that we can offer for free. And of course, some people will say that, oh, once you start giving things for free, people wouldn't be efficient. That's always a mechanism.
Economic Minister Rafizi Ramli says it's to reduce the corporate or the expenses of the government. Are you agreeable to that? Because of the subsidy rationalization?
Nope.
In me? No.
Nope. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a country as ourselves. Of course, there's microeconomy, there's macroeconomy, but let's put it very plain and simple. If you don't have enough money, there's only two things you can do. Go and make more money or spend less money. True? Will you agree with me?
Yeah,
spend less or make more money. Right now, we have been playing defensive for the past 5 years, saying that we should spend less, And guess what? Spending less is not a long-term solution. You need to gain more. You need to make more money. As a country, you can't say that, oh no, we're going to spend less, therefore we're going to get better. No, we are not getting better. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, facts and figures. I hate to talk about facts and figures, but sometimes we just have to. Our population are increasing. Meaning to say, if last time we spent 10 ringgit, next year we will be spending 11 ringgit. So by hook or by crook, we need to have more money. We need to have more schools. We need to improve our health education, our health system. We need to improve our education system. We just heard on the news where in Cyberjaya, there's not enough classes. I mean, kids. Let's not talk about petrol. Even education also, one class, 50 people. And you are talking that, oh, we should do this and that, and etc. We can't even provide those basic stuff. So what are the solution? How are we going to make more money? The question is not how we're going to cut our spending. How are we supposed to make more money? Because why? Because when there's more money to go around, we can spend a lot more. But right now, if you ask everyone to cut their cost of living, to be more efficient, think about it. Some people only earn like 2,000 ringgit and they need to feed the whole family. And you are telling them, oh no, spend less.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Because if the fuel price were to be floated in May as planned, I think living costs would be very hard for a lot of B40, even M40.
No, guess what? Some people, they do Grab. We need to understand this. People that do Grab, people that do Ninja van, and people that do food panda, all of this.
The e-hailing industry.
E-hailing industry. If there are professionals who's making 30,000 ringgit a month, how many of them would be doing that? None? Or maybe just one or two who's really passionate in driving. Maybe. But they don't make 30,000 ringgit a month. And guess what? Now you are saying that, oh no, petrol going to be like nearly double for them. Does it make sense? That doesn't make sense. That is not economy. I mean, it's basic economy is if you don't have enough money, make more money. To make more money, even if you need to loan, then you need to make that loan. And guess what? We have so much money, we don't even need to do external loan. We can do internal loan and get extra tens of billions.
So you're suggesting we increase our national debt, which is already at 1.5 trillion?
The truth is, we can talk about national debt and etc. The truth is, even if our national debt is at 5 trillion, who gonna come and knocking on the door? Please tell me. No, please tell me. Who gonna come knocking on the door? Don't tell me the opposition. No, who's in the world gonna come and knocking on the door and say that, sorry sir, you can't have 5 trillion of that. I'll say that I'll make 10 trillion of that if it makes my people live in good quality of life. It's not just about making them happy. Right now, how many people out there are not having a good quality of life? Guess what? As a prime minister, I don't mind going to the jail for my whole life as long as I can tell my kid, I'm sorry, daddy going to jail. Daddy made like a 10 trillion debt for the nation. But guess what? You and your friend gonna have a pretty good life. Just don't mess it up. No, the truth is, the world doesn't work that way. We can do borrowings, we can owe and everything. It doesn't need to be IMF. It could be in so many other ways. And there's a lot of things that we can leverage on. There's a lot of resources. It's just that how you make money. Are you a good business person or are you not a good business person? Imagine if you are given 10,000 acres of land right now, Harris. So many things that can be done, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? Through Felda alone, we have 1.5 million acres.
Under Felda, yeah.
Under Felda alone.
Question one, just to this is beginning kind of for quite some time. Why is the government pushing the public? Why is the government pushing the public? Economic wise, why?
No, if you ask me, this is what makes me sad. I'm not sure how true this is, but I felt like this is not just about the government. It's about many people are politicizing a lot of things. Politics is one thing, but even as a friend, Kumar, I can politicize things between you and me. Or in other words, I hate to use these words, but actually the word is manipulating.
True.
Because I felt like to a lot of points, to a lot of reasons, just to share with you, Kumar, that you know that among Malays, Islam or what, we have zakat. Do you know zakat Selangor, how much zakat Selangor collect in a year? Okay, zakat is not compulsory, meaning to say that if you want to go and give money to zakat, then you give money to zakat. How much do you think, Kumar? Zakat Selangor alone. Because why? Because every single state, they have their own. Selangor alone, how much do you think? Not that much. Yeah, it's only around 2 billion a year.
2 billion.
2 billion.
Zakat Selangor alone.
Zakat Selangor alone.
Yeah, because zakat, it doesn't only come from your personal, but also income zakat.
Yeah,
Zakat
businesses and everything. And guess what? It's not even compulsory. Go and Google it up. Zakat Selangor, what is their income last year? It's nothing less than 1.5 billion.
And Zakat Selangor is an NGO.
By praying, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't comment on that. So yeah, they are doing a lot of things. But I'm not here to say that, I'm not trying to say that they're doing bad things. But it just shows how much money are there around. let's just be frank. I mean, it's like when we look at the companies are being listed, how much are they worth?
The market.
And guess what? This is reported in the newspaper. Did you know that during the pandemic or after the pandemic, which is in 2022 alone, private limited companies or companies that made a revenue more than 100 million ringgit in 2022. So basically, this is just after the pandemic. Guess how many companies? The numbers are there. People, you can Google it up. How many companies in Malaysia make a revenue of 100 million ringgit or more? You think? 4,000 companies. Yeah, that is registered by our Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia. 4,000 syarikat buat lebih daripada 100 juta pada tahun 2022.
Untung bersih kan?
Bukan. Pendapatan lebih 100 juta. Ada yang 1
Gross ke
bilion.
net?
Ada yang gross.
Gross revenue.
Meaning to say, tapi ada yang 1 bilion. Ada yang 10 bilion. Ada yang 30 bilion. Tapi yang minimum at least 100 juta ada 4,000. So meaning to say that in 2022, and of course we know how many people always lie to SSM1. And also to LHDN and all. They cook the books. We all know about that. So meaning to say they cannot cook the book anymore. Jadi 100 million juga. They had to. So 4,000 companies, 100 juta pendapatan, meaning to say at least in 2022, 4 trillion ringgit was moving. But we don't see that.
Yeah, so this is the thing.
This is the beauty of Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen. We make money, nobody see.
Nobody see.
And we just tell people we have no money.
Okay, moving on. One of the other incentives for 2024 under NEP is actually the electric vehicle tax incentive. 2,500 to buy your own chargers. What's your take? Are you for EV? Are you against EV?
Yes, no, maybe. What do you think, Kumar?
Me, I'm actually against it. Because electric vehicles, they also produce heat. It's not just about carbon neutrality, but electric and the resources is expensive. EV is expensive, and you cannot just do it like maybe China cars. You buy them, you use them for 5-6 years and throw away. There are some people, some consumers, they want it for long term. So how do we sustain that? I don't agree with it.
All right, Kumar. Just for the sake of argument, imagine if there's an EV for 60,000 ringgit, and of course there's Myvi for 60,000 ringgit. Will you get the Myvi or will you get the because you are Malaysian and you want to travel everywhere, right? Yeah, because so meaning to say, ladies and gentlemen, right now, even if you have a 60,000 ringgit EV and you have a 60,000 ringgit Myvi, ask yourself, with the current circumstances, which one would you buy? Let's not talk about the price difference or what. Just imagine if. The truth is, my take on it, let's not talk about buying the charger. Now, can you imagine that right now, if you have an EV car, and let's just say that is your only car. That's your only car and you have an EV car. Because instead of a Camry, you bought a Tesla. It's the same price. You get a Camry for like 200,000 over ringgit. Or you get a Tesla. So you got yourself a Tesla. And imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't happen anywhere else in the world but only in Malaysia. We have something that called balik kampung, Raya. And guess what? Even in New York or in Washington or what, even during Christmas, they don't have traffic jam from New York to California. But in Malaysia, yes, we have direct jam from here to Kota Baru.
No more.
18 hours.
13, 14 jam.
Okay, so now can you imagine, you are inside your Tesla. And you need to charge your car. Nak raya dah ni. So maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, you nak balik ni. Okay, you jumpa tempat charger. But there's only like 5 chargers. And there's 10 cars. One car take 1 hour. You are behind, you are car number 4. So are you telling me that I need to wait for 1 or 2 hours? And guess what? Dah lah balik raya dah 13 jam. campur semua benda ni, nak charge, nak apa semua benda, I sampai rumah hari ketiga raya.
3 Syawal habis lah. So actually penonton semua, currently Malaysia ada 1434 charger. Okay, plan is
How many cars do we have?
more than that.
No, we have like what? The last numbers that I look at was like 40,000-50,000 cars. So yes. So guess what? Yes, we have all of these chargers at home. Yes. But when those time come, it is okay. But the way I look at it is right now for the EVs are the people who have more than one car. If you have only one car, it's not really advisable for you to get an EV. If you have only one car. But if you have more than one car, then it's okay. I mean, you can have an EV, you can have a solar car, whatever car you can have even a flying car.
So maybe not as a primary vehicle, but a secondary vehicle.
Yes.
And
Maybe for city use, it's fine, but
because TNB and Gentari is planning for 10,000 electric chargers by 2050. I think it's too long.
No, if you ask me, I mean, we can even say 100,000 charges. It's not about the numbers. Again, this is Malaysia. Malaysia love to...
Travel.
No, Malaysia love to announce and give this type of numbers. Okay, you have...
Also,
No, I mean, it's like, okay, let's say we have 1 million chargers. So what? Would it be cheap? Would it be accessible? Even if we have 1 million chargers. So meaning to say, we have 1 million chargers all around Malaysia. How fast that charging could... How fast the technology of the charging? Are they offering the same charging experience as Formula E? Formula E is like what, 600 kilowatt? Yeah, because what? Because right now, when you pump in your petrol, no matter you are driving even like the biggest car, even if you're driving like a 5.6 liter Land Rover or Rolls Royce or something, most it takes 5 minutes to fill up your tank, right? So when does EV gonna come to that point where it only takes 5 minutes? Because what? Because if it takes more than 5 minutes, you are talking about time consuming. You are talking about a lot of factors. Even if we have 1,000 even if we have 1 million charges, and the truth is, even if we have all of those charges, etc., imagine right now Malaysian being Malaysian. And let us not be living in a bubble. The whole Malaysia doesn't live in Montkiara, first of all. Okay. The whole Malaysia doesn't live in Montkiara, and 50% of Malaysian doesn't live in Bangsa. If we can get that into our head, then we are at a good start. So the good start is when not everyone in Malaysia live in Montkiara, and half of the population doesn't live in Bangsa. And guess what? More than half of the population doesn't even speak English. Get used to it. Yeah, people know computer, calculator, cikgu, can I go toilet? Toilet, yes, then you. Yes, that's the English that we have. Yeah, we learn English for 12 years, but you can't expect everyone to speak English. Let's just live with it, and it's okay, make the best out of it.
so what's the better plan in implementing the EV policy?
If you ask me, the truth is, how long is EV going to be around? My question is, how long is EV going to be around?
In my point of view, this is not the future actually, because most of the major manufacturers are shifting to hydrogen and also
Hydro, yeah.
And the truth is right now, I'm sorry, put aside the hype. I mean, let's discuss something else rather than add that, like, all you, maybe ladies and gentlemen, maybe you can listen to other podcasts or just listen to other people beside us. If you want to hear all about the good stuff about EV, we're going to talk about the not so great stuff about EV then. All right. Put aside the hype. Put aside the branding, etc. Do people really want to get EV car, or do people actually want to get Tesla?
They want the brand.
Yeah. So if they want an EV car, let's talk EV. But if they're just talking about Tesla, we are not actually talking about EV. We are talking about a brand.
No, so sekarang actually in the market pun is BYD and Tesla. Full EV. No one else.
a new one.
Yeah. And then I love what you said, Kumar. The truth is, how many people are comfortable that after the warranty of their car, let's say 10 years, they need to throw away their car.
Then how many good mechanics or shops or restorations are available in Malaysia?
No, because none of the car is yet 10 years old.
So the investment of so Tesla invested 170 million in Malaysia. So you think it's a waste of money?
No, it's not their money.
Not the money.
Yeah. It's the people's money. It's their investors' money. They don't care.
They only open showrooms in Cyberjaya, I think.
No, the truth is being Tesla being Tesla, it's not their money. It's their investors' money. It's their shareholders' money. It's not even their money. Even if the company go kaput, in 3 years' time, Elon Musk not going to be kaput.
No.
The company and the people who invested in it going to go kaput.
Yeah, doesn't need any lot at all.
Yeah. That's the truth. I mean, it's like we see all of this as an investment this, investment that. But most of the companies are not using their own money. Those are the money that they raise from the market. So it's nothing for them. And right now, like BYD and everything, yes, they are spending. They're doing great. They are trying to introduce a new car every single day, if they could. But yeah, let's keep it to every quarter.
Probably the same because the shading is different. The shape is different.
And they said they have better batteries.
Better batteries.
Better batteries.
Mercedes collaborates with them.
EQ.
Yes, I mean, it's like, again, I have nothing against it, but I would rather wait. Right now, I like the smell of my petrol.
We are petrol heads.
Yes, I love that smell. When you see the minyak, you can dapat bau, steam bro.
Oh, I think
bulan puasa pula kan.
macam dah
Diesel, especially even if you're using diesel, the smell of diesels and everything. So these are the thing. I mean, it's like, because it's not that I don't have my trust in technology. I love technology. Who doesn't want technology?
What surprises me is, you say EV not good kan? Tapi Petronas have got charging stations at the place. Why? They are petrol producing companies. Why do they have charging stations at Petronas?
No, because they had, I'm not sure what their head of corporate com says or head of PR. Maybe the head of corporate com and head of PR says, we should have this, so that we look great or we look good.
Ke nak tolong hybrid?
Or maybe, because even Shell also have it, just to say that, we want to play ball with everyone. But the truth is, I would say that I don't see, it's like right now we have tens of millions of cars in Malaysia. It cannot just go away and suddenly everything become EV.
Okay, so back to my point. Next 2024, they're expecting the vehicle sales to drop from 740,000 to 660,000 vehicle sales, commercial vehicle sales.
No, the truth is, it's like, the truth is, in Malaysia, there's a beauty of it. One guy can have 2-3 cars. It's normal for a person to have one person to have 1 car, 1 motorcycle. That's normal. Or one person have 2 cars. That's normal. Can you imagine that we already normalized that? Yes, the cars in Malaysia are actually expensive. But one thing, it is very easy to own a car. Not many country in the world you can have a 9 years loan.
Yeah, so you're saying the 8% SST is no risk to volume sales?
Okay, Malaysian being Malaysian, let me just put very simple. People will always highlight the 8% SST. The truth is, SST before this is 6%. So the increase is 2%. But the price increase not going to be 2%. The price increase is going to be 8%. Why? Because the Malaysian businessmen, we are all opportunists. If we are not opportunists, how could we afford to buy multiple cars?
So that's why I said, GST is better, but SST is a layered tax. It's from pembekal to pengilang to retailer.
Yes, and of course right now, just imagine if we really talk about 2% increase, meaning to say that if a car price is 100,000, it's 2,000 ringgit different. If the car price is 200,000, is 4,000 ringgit different because there's only 2% increase. But I don't think the increment would be 2%. It would be 8% because what? Because companies or people will be telling people, oh no, SST is 8%. So that's why putting everything into consideration, we need to increase it by 10%.
How is it regulated? I mean, they can just simply hike up the price.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong.
There's no framework, I would say.
No, because what? Because yes, when it comes to tax, yes, they can only improve by 2%. But when it comes to the rules and regulation, if I want to sell my car for an extra 30,000 ringgit more expensive, the government can't say no about that. And people are still willing to buy. Willing buyer and willing seller.
Increase of 2% is not just the car, but also servicing,
Spare parts.
maintenance, spare parts, everything.
Yeah, but right now, the way I look at it is, people in the businesses, they increase price because they can. That's the truth. The truth is, businesses increase price because they can. Because if they can't, they would take the loss. But they will increase the price if they can. Same thing when you sell when you sell anything. For example, you are selling in Bazaar Ramadan right now. You know, under normal circumstances, you can sell it for 3 ringgit. But because you are in Bazaar Ramadan, you can sell it for 5 ringgit. People still buy. Is there not anything wrong with it? No.
There's no example, Chef Amma sells lamb shank biryani for 58 ringgit when the cost is only 10.
Yeah. And for 58 ringgit and hundreds of people queue up every day, Kumar.
Every day, line up.
Every day. There's still about 100 of people queue up every day.
So the buying power is that.
Yes. But still, Malaysian, we just want free stuff. Because we want to save the money to buy lamb shank.
Yeah.
So we want free petrol. We don't want to pay tax so that we can eat lamb shank. Can you imagine? This is the irony. We are sad about a lot of things. We are sad about poor people. We are sad about people getting bombed and everything. But we really feel their sadness. That's why we need our lamb shank.
Correct. On that note, how about high value goods tax? HGTV, 5 to 10%. So for anything that's above 200,000 ringgit in car value, another additional 10%. Berat tak berat?
No, the truth is, if you ask me, they can put whatever tax they want to put. Malaysian being Malaysian, they pay if they want to pay. They will pay if they want to pay.
To me, it's actually a waste of time to make a lot of policies because you won't change buyer behavior. Buyer behavior will still be the same. If you're a car enthusiast, you'll be a car enthusiast. You will be a car collector. You will not change your habits.
So that's why I said, I mean, it's like going back to what we mentioned earlier, Harris. This is what makes me sad. I said there's 2 ways. You need to improve your income or you need to cut down on your spending. Improving your incomes doesn't need to come from taxes alone. And this is a very, very, I'm sorry I have to say this is a very, very narrow-minded thinking when the only income for a nation is tax.
Taxes. And
Yeah, it's sad. With so many resources we have, a lot of other things that we can do, but we are still relying on taxes.
Yeah,
sales tax only brings about 25 billion to the country compared to GST, which is 48 billion.
the truth is a lot of more than 10 companies worth more than that.
Yeah.
Nothing. So there's so many other ways that the nation could actually make money, that the nation could actually profit, that the nation could actually leverage on. I mean, it's like, I'm in no place to say exactly what they should do. But of course, if it was me, or it was me and you, Harris, of course, we would have a lot of things that we would like to do. Yes, I believe the same thing goes to you, Kumar. I mean, it's like, what we can make, how we can make money. There's so many things. We are talking about a country. But again, we are in no place to do that. But ladies and gentlemen, I think you guys know. what we can't do, how we can generate money, it's not just about tax. Because why? When you put tax, you are putting your own people under pressure. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you want to make money, you don't put the burden on your team. You don't put the burden on your Raya. I'm not blaming the current government. No, I'm not blaming them. But it's the sort of mentality. We are not just blaming the politicians, the ministry or what. No, but the mentality of civil servant, the mentality of corporate sectors. We all should change the way we think. The more everyone make, the happier everyone become.
Okay,
What's that?
let's put it this way. You say cut on spending, right? So recently, there was talk about changing the civil servant from pension to EPF. Is that cost cutting?
Again, if you ask me, they are doing the so-called cost cutting by putting a lot of pressure to the people.
Yes, you're both right. So putting pressure on people instead of putting your pressure on yourself.
Yeah, because what? Because I mean, it's like, yes, it sounds easy. Yes, it is doable and all. But think about it is, sometimes we need to compare our nation to other nations. Sometimes, but not all the time. Why? Because Malaysia become who we are right now because we have our own mode. We have a very beautiful and interesting mode. We have a system we have actually many system and many approach that it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Of course, we have something that affirmative action approach of Bumiputera system. But guess what? In Malaysia, you can see that overall, other races could triumph and also make money even with the affirmative action. There are countries where when affirmative action take place, minority can't do anything and can't achieve anything. So these are the uniqueness that we have. So meaning to say that even if you want to solve any problem, we need to solve it in a very unique way. We see what happened back then, 97, 98, during the economy downturn and all. Everyone say that, oh no, Malaysia going to be very, very bad. Things going to go south. But guess what? We do simple things at that time. If you still remember, Haris, belilah Barangan Buatan Malaysia.
Yeah.
It was very, very simple. You don't need to boycott anything or what. No. You just buy Barangan Buatan Malaysia. So more people in Malaysia spending and making money.
So you stimulate the economy.
Yes. From the within.
Yeah.
So you do that a couple of years, you'll survive. The truth is right now, we complain. If you ask me when US dollar against Malaysia ringgit, if you ask me right now, it's doing more good than worse.
Now,
It's great. It's great that US dollar worth a lot more than Malaysian ringgit. Yes, not many people are making anything out of it. But guess what? As a country, the country is gaining a lot of things.
tourism is one.
One is tourism. Second, when it comes to investment and all, more people wants to spend because it's cheaper. But of course, for certain people, it doesn't make sense. If we want to travel, it doesn't make sense for us. If we want to buy certain things, it doesn't make sense for us. I mean, we are in the losing side. But from my point of view is every time there's a loser, there's a winner. And in this case, it's not somebody else. The nation is a winner right now. So for how long it will happen, I mean, we'll see. Because right now, like the Prime Minister is coming and saying that, oh, we got like this investment, a couple of billions here and there. I would believe. Why? Because right now, to spend basically nearly 5 billion in Malaysia. It's just $1 billion US.
True.
It's a great time to invest in Malaysia. You are just putting, like, can you imagine? It's like you are putting $1 and it's nearly to 5 ringgit already. It's a good time to buy, to invest, to diversify for a lot of people. And a lot of things are going on right now. It's just that we see about it or we don't see. We don't see it.
So there is government initiative on regards to this. There is. Even
If there is no government initiative, the government overall is making a profit out of it.
True.
Even without any initiative, they are gaining something out of it. More people wants to invest, more people wants to spend money. Actually, right now, it's like, can you imagine if before this, you sign an employment agreement of 5,000 ringgit? Last time, that is $1,000+. Come on. Right now, it's only like 1.1 thousand US dollar. So a lot of things are going on right now. So the same thing is, can you imagine right now, it's like, okay, funny things. Very simple example. Philharmonic Orchestra in Petronas. Some of the tickets is like what? The cheapest is like what? 30 ringgit?
30 ringgit.
30 ringgit. Can you imagine? You tell me one nation on earth
That sells for 6 US.
that you can go and watch orchestra for $6 US. Please tell me. $6 US, you can go to the orchestra at the landmark of that nation. KLCC is our landmark, alright.
This is the issue for me. For me, we say increase or decrease of forex. Okay, the increase or decrease, there is advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Pros and cons, kan? But the thing is, what is the government doing more about it? What are they doing? What is Morac doing? There was issue in Parliament, okay, about more Chinese tourists from mainland China coming, but they're not attacking other regions, Middle East, Americans, Europeans, Southeast Asians. Why just mainland China? Masjid Tanah MP asked this, Mas Emiriati. So what did the minister do about it? They say, oh, it's coming soon. But we want to know their plans. We don't know. If we do not know their plans, then we will always have this assumption.
Yeah,
very bad.
And Harris, I mean, I have to agree. And as a Malaysian, I would want to see more cooperation between ministries. And not just ministries of tourism, but ministries of finance, ministry of economy,
MITI, finance minister, foreign minister.
MITI and all, they need to work as a team.
Yeah.
Because whatever solution that we should be finding is solution as a team.
So I think this is back to our question about F1. Maybe this is the time, because if the foreign exchange is very high, people will spend here.
Yes, they would. But right now, in reality, Harris, who would want to be in that steering committee and really stir this thing for 5 years?
I shall reserve my comments.
No. I mean, it's like, no, they might want to put money in, but who wants to do the work? Of course, people who volunteer will say, oh, as long as they pay me 50,000 a month, I'll do it.
Because in Malaysia, someone has to be the scapegoat.
If anything goes wrong. Yes.
Someone must be the head.
Yeah, so who's going to be the 20 people who will be steering that project for the next 5 years?
A lot of people know balls, even though they're rich.
Some people don't mind giving money, but they don't want to do it.
They don't want to appear.
They don't want to appear. They don't want to do it. I mean, of course, Petronas will say that we are good at oil and gas. Yeah, we don't want to do this all the time. It's like, you can't expect me to set up a subsidiary company just to do this. Now I need to spend money. I need to run a company. It looks bad on their book because why? Because that company going to be losing a lot of money every single year. Yeah, so these are the things that we need to put into consideration.
So what's your hope for NAP 2020? Are you sad about it? Are you happy about it? Or do you want to change certain things?
The truth is, when it comes to policies in Malaysia, the way I look at it is, it's not really what's written in the policy, Harris. It's always about how you execute it.
Execution.
How you execute it. Because why? Because when it comes to policy, a lot of policy you have, of course, all policies are good. Nobody ever developed a policy to make things bad. No. All the motive and objective of any policy is to do good, to be good, to improve the livelihood of people, etc., etc., etc. But again and again, when it comes to policy, the nation, I mean, everyone's need to be responsible about this. It's all about the execution. Okay, right now, for examples, like, let's go back to the things that I didn't want to speak about earlier, the 2,500 ringgit charge it. You give a discount of 2,500 ringgit. How much is the charger?
Couple of thousand, right? 5 figures.
Yes. So right now, what type of people could afford that type of car and that type of charges?
What's the average price for an electric vehicle now? Come on.
100,000 ringgit? At least? So those are not B40 people.
No. M40.
That's at least M40. And if you ask me right now, yes, a lot of M40 bought it, but the first who started buying electric cars were the T20. Why? Because they want to join the hype. Because they have so many other cars, they just want to have an electric vehicle.
So it's a trend setter.
Yeah. And guess what? These are the people who you're giving away 2,500 ringgit to.
Yeah.
And right now, the people who's riding on motorbikes every single day, 12 hours a day, and you are telling them that, oh, I'm very sorry, there's no more subsidy for your petrol.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much, Ridhwan. Kumar, we'll come back shortly. Assalamualaikum. Kembali kepada Paddock Show bersama saya, Harris.
Saya Ridhwan.
Okay, so cerita macam-macam tadi kan. Pasal Sepang lah, pasal polisi otomotif lah. Okay, kita back to square one. Kita punya industri motorsport ni banyak belia kan. So macam mana kita nak libatkan lebih ramai belia?
Tak dah ramai dah terlibat. Tengah malam kat highway.
Tu mak rempit.
Tak sama ke belia terlibat dalam otomotif. Betul lah. Betul. Kalau tak percaya, kita pergi ke Dataran Merdeka sebagai contoh. Pada hujung minggu. Ramai. Belia-belia kita dengan motosikal masing-masing. Walaupun track dah disediakan. Track tak ada. Sebab apa? Sebab kita convert. Macam track Batu Tiga tu.
Itu semua orang dawai besi.
Bukan, kita dah buat Dewan Orang Kahwin. Jadi kita tak perlu. Jadi banyak-banyak track kat Malaysia ni, orang lain, negara lain, daripada ada 3 track, dia jadi 30 track. Kita tak. Daripada 3 track, kita jadi tinggal 1 track. Track-track lain kita tutup. Sebab apa? Sebab kita nak tengok talent kita atas jalan. Atas highway. Sebab tu kalau kita tengok video-video kan, penlibatan belia-belia beribu orang tau. Kereta polis ada satu je. Yang lari tu beratus. Jadi dari segi penlibatan, saya rasa kita tak ada masalah.
Tak ada masalah.
Dari segi penlibatan tak ada masalah.
Okey.
Cuma dengan cara yang betul ataupun tidak.
Okey lah. Itu dia tanda soal tu.
Tu tanda soal. Sebagai contoh, saya ambil contoh. Inisiatif rakyat Malaysia. Kalian sedang menonton Paddock Show. Paddock Show itu satu inisiatif oleh Harris dan juga Kumar. Adakah ini satu inisiatif yang baik? Ini satu inisiatif yang baik.
Okey.
Kalau dia orang tak buat, siapa lagi nak buat? Ini salah satu benda. Tetapi sekarang ni pada awal-awal, kemudian ni dia akan berkembang jadi macam mana, itu persoalan. Sokongan dan dokongan daripada pihak yang macam mana, itu menjadi persoalan. Tapi persoalan ni sekarang ni, jangan kata tak buat. Dah ada orang buat. Cuma sokongan dan dokongan tu dapat ataupun tak daripada pihak yang sesuai.
So macam mana kita nak kembangkan industri bermotor, sukan bermotor kita terhadap belia-belia kita?
Kan kita dah ada platform banyak macam Pocket GP, Bukati, and Sepang Circuit pun anjur banyak juga aktiviti as a side
sports. Tapi macam mana exposure ni? Ada tak orang memang berminat, Malaysian berminat nak bawa motosikal buka dalam track, kereta dalam track?
Tapi kan salah satu lah kan Haris, Kumar, saya rasa kalau kita cerita pasal benda yang bermotor ni, salah satu faktornya adalah duit sebenarnya.
Ya, dana lah kan.
Duit. Benda tak murah. Sebagai contohnya, orang kata kalau lah kita nak main, macam tadi kita dah sebut kan, dekat Malaysia siapa ada super license?
Tak ada seorang pun sekarang.
Kita sembang, terbang apa semua benda, seorang pun tak ada super license. Zaman dulu ada. Itu yang menyedihkan. Kalau zaman dulu ada, kenapa sekarang tak ada? Jadi super license pun tak ada orang yang ada super license.
Paling essential, benda yang paling essential.
Tapi setengah malam kita ada Superman. Jadi Superman kita ada. Jadi macam mana kita nak Superman yang tak takut mati, dawai besi, urat dawai dan sebagainya. Ni macam mana kita nak convert dia daripada jadi Superman tengah malam supaya satu hari nanti boleh ada super license.
Macam mana nak ambil diorang daripada jalan raya masuk ke litar?
Tak, saya rasa polisi kita kena ada, Haris. Kita kena ada macam dalam masa berapa tahun, kita kena ada sekurang-kurangnya 5 orang, 10 orang pemegang super license. Itu kena menjadi salah satu macam tanda aras. Sebab apa? Sebab bila kita ada orang yang pegang super license, maksudnya penlibatan rakyat Malaysia dalam benda-benda yang membolehkan dia dapat super license, itu maksudnya ada. Dan sekarang ni pula yang jadi masalahnya adalah macam mana kita nak mencari titik pertemuan di antara apa yang disukai oleh rakyat Malaysia secara am dan international standard. Saya ambil contoh. Kalau kita lomba, ramai orang Malaysia suka drag race. Tetapi realitinya untuk naik ke peringkat lebih tinggi, you need to go for circuit race. Tapi berapa ramai orang yang suka circuit race? Yang suka circuit race pula, berapa ramai yang mampu? Berapa ramai yang mampu pula, berapa ramai yang mempunyai disiplin? Dan ini semua menjadi banyak faktor dan saya rasa dia akan ambil masa yang agak lama untuk kita melahirkan. Saya minta maaf cakap lah, saya suka zaman-zaman Formula 1 yang saya suka kan, Kumar tahu zaman bila? Zaman Michael Schumacher, adik dia Mika Schumacher, Ralf Schumacher. Masa tu adik tiri dia nama siapa? Nama lain. Half brother dia.
Lupa.
Born on the same pada waktu sama.
Perlumbaan yang sama lah.
Yes. So dia adik-beradik. Lepas tu pula
Ada adik tiri.
adik tiri dia. Half brother dia nama apa? Saya lupa lah. Tapi zaman tu maksudnya itu drama tau. Pada zaman tu. Zaman sekarang drama lebih pada emo ni drama. Kalau Formula 1 ni apa?
Ya, betul lah.
Tapi zaman tu kita boleh tengok macam mana adik-beradik kan, abang adik adik-adik jiji pula. How they are racing and all. Tapi of course bukan dari tinggi tu, family name lain apa semua benda kan. I forgot about that, but maybe ada penonton yang ingat apa. So and of course right now you ada pula anak Michael Schumacher and all semua benda kan. So those are interesting kan for Formula 1. So dekat Malaysia sekarang ni, macam mana kita nak ada industri yang hidup? Macam mana kita nak ada industri bukan hanya sekadar hobi? Main go-kart ni bukan hanya kerana nak lepak ngawet.
Betul?
Ya. Main go-kart bukan
semata-mata hobi lah. Nak jadikan kerjaya. Macam mana belia nak jadikan kerjaya.
Yes, disiplin. I mean, belia saya rasa belia ramai berminat. Tetapi tak semua orang akan ada duit. Kalau ada duit pula, tak semestinya dia ada that passion, that disiplin, semua benda ataupun that talent. Macam mana dia nak buat benda tu? Sebab apa? Tadi saya sebut pasal keluarga tadi, pasal yang Ralf Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, and even the step brother, half brother and all, is because of family. When you see a family members do it,
You will do it.
you will do it. Encouragement. But in Malaysia, yelah,
Kurang lah. Tak ada tu, kurang lah.
ada dia nampak sepupu dia buat Superman.
Yalah.
Dia wah, viewers dah sejuta bang.
Yalah, betul lah.
Dia pula nanti nak buat benda sama juga. Lepas tu pula nak raya ni boleh jual keripik dengan TikTok. Sambil-sambil. Ada inisiatif nak buat benda baik, ada pula view.
Tapi inilah keadaan kenyataan semasa. Jadi saya rasa sebenarnya, saya tak tahu Umar rasa macam mana atau Haris rasa macam mana. Saya rasa belia berminat dengan otomotif ni sentiasa berminat. Yang naik motor tu lepak, lepas tu pula pergi ride jauh-jauh dengan kawan-kawan, diorang minat otomotif. Tapi yelah sekarang ni takkan tiba-tiba diorang ada 125, dia ada GS5, takkan tiba-tiba nak suruh dia beli superbike baru dia boleh minat otomotif. Tak boleh lah macam tu.
Okay, so kalau kita kata macam tu, mesti ada solusi kan untuk atasi masalah ni.
Solusi ada, cuma
Untuk orang terap
solusi ada Haris, cuma kita tak nak buat je.
tak nak buat. Salah siapa?
Bukan salah siapa-siapa, memang kita tak nak buat.
Tak nak buat.
Sebab apa? Sebab kalau kita buat nanti tak ada masalah. Betul tak? Jadi sebab kita nasyar, kita suka sembang masalah. Kalau ada masalah nanti kita stres lah. Susah lah. Tak bayangkan pula nanti kan kalau kita dah buat solusi tu semua benda, podcast betul lah. Nak sembang apa?
Okey lah, betul juga.
Sebab apa? Sebab Malaysia memang macam tu. Solusi ada. Cuma tak ada siapa nak buat.
Tak ada orang nak walk the talk.
Tak ada. Sebab dia bukan saja soal kementerian ke soal kerajaan ke, tak. Semua orang pun tak tahu. Tak mesti, ini tradisi kita.
Tradition.
Betul tak? Kita dah lama dah merdeka. Apa tradisi yang kita ada? Kita tak pernah selesaikan satu masalah.
Bertahun-tahun masalah sama.
Betul, itulah tradisi kita.
Merempit juga. Betul. Dengan basikal lajak lagi.
Yes. Kalau mati kita tobat sekejap. Nanti buat lagi. Tak kisahlah, asalkan jangan salahkan diri sendiri. So, nak jadi rakyat Malaysia dia senang. Pertama sekali, sekiranya anda bersalah, yakinlah bukan anda salah. Salahkan orang lain. Maka itulah salah satu contoh menjadi rakyat Malaysia yang baik. Mungkin apa saja mungkin salah. Mungkin salah jalan, mungkin salah angin, mungkin salah, tak kisahlah salah siapa pun. Yang penting bukan salah kita. Jadi itulah salah satu ciri-ciri rakyat Malaysia.
Jadi mak-mak motor yang tak ada lesen tu pun salah siapa?
Bukan salah dia.
Bukan salah dia.
Bukan salah dia. Bukan dia inginkan sebegitu.
Bukan salah penguasa.
Bukan salah penguasa. Adalah yang salahnya. Harga tinggi sangat. Lesen. Tak boleh. Kita standard rakyat Malaysia, kita akan kata salah sesuatu tapi kita tak suka nak tunjuk jari kat siapa-siapa. Jadi kita tak akan menyalahkan siapa-siapa.
Ni Malaysia tahun ni nak kasih 100,000 topi keledar kepada penunggang motosikal.
Tak apa, kita bagi je sebab memang orang tak pakai pun.
Taman Medan tu tak pakai.
Tak apa, sebab kita yang penting ada. Tak perlu pakai pun. Sebab apa? Sebab kita percaya hidup mati ni semua kodok dan kodok. Kalau umur panjang lah. Kalau umur tak panjang nak buat macam mana kan? Jadi mudah ni rakyat Malaysia ni. Kita bagi 100,000 topi keledar. Orang bawa kereta pun dapat topi keledar. Iya. Tengok nanti orang politik nanti sampai anak cucu semua dapat topi keledar. Nak pakai pun.
Yelah, free ya dapat lah.
Free dapat. Tapi macam tu lah.
Kalau free tu ambil kan, jangan tak ambil.
Free tu ambil dulu. Tanya nak pakai ke tak pakai pun naik kereta.
Itu belakang cerita.
Naik Grab ke nanti nak pakai ke. Ambil je. Ini adalah perangai orang Malaysia. Minta maaf tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Kadang-kadang kita kena cakap macam ni. Sebab apa? Sebab kalau kita cakap baik-baik, orang buat tak reti. Semua orang buat tak tahu. Jadi kita kena cakap macam ni. Sebab apa? Sebab kadang-kadang kita orang muda lah kita katakan. Walaupun kita acah-acah, tapi kita rasa kita muda. Sebab kita orang nampak muda je. Kadang-kadang kita sedih. Kita sedih apa? Sebabnya kadang-kadang kita bukanlah mengharapkan sangat. Tapi kita harapkan bahawasanya kalau semua orang, semua pihak buat sikit-sikit pun cukup lah. Betul tak? At least kita biar semua benda jadi ada penambahbaikan. Tak payah perfect. Tak, memang kita bukan nak mencari kesempurnaan. Tapi kalau kita boleh usaha, kita boleh buat sesuatu, saya rasa semua orang kena buat sesuatu. Sebab sekarang ni lah, kita biasa kita cakap, kita nak kena ada lita, kita nak cakap kena ada event besar-besar. Kadang-kadang tak perlu pun ada event besar-besar. Kadang-kadang tak perlu pun ada lita. Tapi katakanlah kalau macam risiko, semua orang tahu risiko. Tapi kalau ada bahagian ataupun tempat-tempat di daerah-daerah, setiap daerah ada banyak. Kita tak boleh kata dekat satu negeri tu kita buat satu tempat je. Sebab ada negeri besar. Sebagai contohnya, katakanlah kalau kita kata Sepang. Bayangkan orang daripada sungai, ni kita cerita Selangor sudah lah kan. Bayangkan daripada Sabak Benam nak pergi Sepang. Bang, Sabak Benam baik pergi Perak tau. Dekat daripada
Dekat sempadan lah.
dekat sempadan lah. Maksudnya itu baru Selangor, belum lagi negeri-negeri besar macam Pahang, macam Johor, macam Sabah, macam Sarawak. Tak cukup. Apa saja yang kerajaan usahakan tak cukup. Kalau ada, kalau tak ada, lagilah tak cukupnya. Jadi semua pihak sebenarnya kena memainkan peranan. Lepas tu pula kita kena sama-sama cuba. Kalau kita tak cuba, daripada awal lagi kita gagal. Jadi saya tak nak salahkan siapa-siapa. Yang pasti kalau kita usaha, kalau kita buat, at least kita dapat tahu. Jadi kita tak jadi tak tahu. Tapi kalau tak buat memang confirm tak jadi lah.
If we don't try, we won't know.
Yes. And definitely it will fail if we do nothing.
Kalau nak tengok kita dah buat banyak juga actually, tapi itulah, not many people willing to do or what.
Tapi tak apa Kumar, dalam 10 benda kita usahakan, insyaAllah 11 kali gagal.
Malaysia boleh.
Tapi yang penting dah buat. Yang penting nak buat. Nanti kita boleh tulis report.
Tulis dalam laporan, okey, kita dah melaksanakan program ni untuk belia.
Kesan je. Kesan dia, dalam report tak boleh tulis kesan.
Tak boleh. Nanti Jabatan Audit Negara dah tengok.
Report ada lah. Orang report ada.
Nanti KC semua lapor kalau cantik kan. Tulis ayat bunga-bunga semua.
Tapi sialah sekurang-kurangnya, ya kita mengharapkan banyak lagi benda-benda lain di masa hadapan. Tapi saya percaya kepada yang menonton kat luar, we can't expect anyone or any organisation to make changes. So let us ourselves make those small changes. I mean, it's like we can't expect other people to be not racist. But yeah, let us not be not racist. Let us be moderate. Let us try our best to be, to have kindness. Those sort of things. Yeah. So I mean, we can't expect other people to have empathy or sympathy, or let's not point fingers. Let's not blame any organizations or governments or what. No, I mean let's start it with ourselves. Because I think 2024 moving forward, this is about, I mean, what we do. It doesn't matter what other people do or what other people doesn't want to do, but it's all about
Self-reflection.
Yeah, and I think it should start from there.
Okay, so to end our episode 10, one, apa you punya harapan kepada belia dan apa you harap sukan bermotor ini akan laksanakan pada tahun 2024?
Belia yang berminat dengan sukan bermotor, jangan mati. Jangan mati. Cuba elakkan untuk cedera dan cuba elakkan untuk mati. Kenapa? Kerana kalau anda cedera ataupun mati, mungkin tiadalah masa depan anda. Tapi dari segi tak betul Kumar. Kalau mati tak boleh buat apa tau Kumar.
Tak apa. Yang orang susah tu.
Tapi cuba elakkan daripada benda tu. Tapi kalau anda berminat dalam sukan pemotoran, saya tahu sukan pemotoran bukan satu sukan yang mudah. Dan saya juga bukanlah orang yang terbaik untuk bercakap soal sukan pemotoran. Tapi saya percaya, kalau anda fokus, kalau anda usaha lebih berbanding orang lain, InsyaAllah masa depan tu ada. Dan saya percaya dalam masa 10 tahun, 20 tahun lagi, mungkin bukan dalam masa terdekat, tetapi industri pemotoran di Malaysia akan jauh lainnya. Terima kasih Harith.
Untuk pesanan orang-orang nak balik kampung untuk Raya tahun ni,
saya harapkan anda tidak menggunakan kenderaan ni. Kalau anda menggunakan kenderaan EV, kalau kampung tu tak jauh tak apalah. Kalau balik nilai je daripada KL boleh lah.
besar sikit.
Berhati-hati balik kampung. Kadang-kadang dia bukan soal cepat, dia bukan soal lambat, tapi dia soal selamat. Dan kita tak boleh lari daripada kesesakan. Jadi cubalah untuk merancang bahawasanya untuk enjoy and make the best out of the jet. Yeah, sometimes, for example, it's like the three of us, we know we're going to be in a jam for 10 hours. Well, why not? Yeah, why not make the best out of it? You know, catch up, talk about something, communicate, enjoy a bit of food, drinks, this sort of things as a family, as friends. Because why? Because those are the facts. You know for a fact that it's going to be jammed and you're going to be stuck inside the car. Plan everything very, very well. The RNR are going to be full. Those are the things that we already expect. But within the expectation, make the best out of it. Because why? Because enjoy the journey. Because Hari Raya is not just about the first Shawwal itself. It's about going back to Raya, celebrating with your friends, celebrating not just with your Muslim friends, but non-Muslim friends and everyone, your neighbors, etc. So I think it might be too early, but for me, it's like Salam Ramadan and selamat menyambut Aidilfitri 2024. Terima kasih banyak Kumar. Terima kasih banyak Haris. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you very much. So catch us on the next episode. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. We hope to catch you in the next episode. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. God bless.